what I like about you is, and for people listening out there, I'll say this. You and I had mutual friends. My older friends at college were your younger friends when you were there. And so back in 2018, unrelated, this other kid, Cole Kennelly, shout out Cole, he had connected with you. And Cole is my boy, and I was talking with him all the time. I'm like, wait, you met with Pomp? I'm like, I know people who know Pomp. I never fucking met this guy. And so my little idiot self was like, I'd love to go. I love sitting with people. So I'm like, I'd love to go sit with Pomp. So when my guys got in touch with you to ask that, because I asked them, you were like, fuck yeah. And I didn't think about this at all, right? I'm still working as a banker at the time. You're like literally the guy trying to end the banks here. Never entered my lexicon. But I go in to meet you, and it was the end of December 2018 in New York. And
Bitcoin's at $3,000.
Do you remember what you did in that meeting?
No.
I would tell this story too, because you want to talk about conviction. Let's do a little great PR for you right now. We met you gave me an hour, more than an hour of your time on a Monday. I was some fucking 24-year-old in a suit who works at a bank. I'm the last person that you should be given any time to, and you never, like, my idiot self realized that later, but would have never thought that way. Like, it was just great for me to learn from someone who was out there killing it and doing really cool shit. And, you know, I was so impressed with that, and I had nothing to offer you, but you made a point of keeping in touch with me and everything. So I just thought that was like the coolest thing, and I really appreciated it. But in the middle of that meeting, I was just asking you all kinds of questions about markets and technology with markets and this and that. And at some point, like, the price of Bitcoin came up as I asked it. And it was the only time you whipped out your phone the entire meeting, and like real fast, you like reach down, pull it out, flip it over. You're like, okay, let's see. Bitcoin, 33.87. It's never going to go lower than that. I would take every dollar I have and put it in Bitcoin right now. and I want you, now Bitcoin's having a tough time right now, but it's a lot higher than that. And I want people to go look at a chart of Monday, December 17th, 2018 of Bitcoin. And you're going to see a bottom tick, the 15th through the 17th right there. This guy then gets in the elevator afterwards. I go to take a piss when we're done, say goodbye. I go to the elevator. Pomp gets in the elevator and rides it down with me. I'm like, where are you going? Guy went home and bought Bitcoin. He didn't just tell me to go buy Bitcoin. He went and did it his damn self, and he called the bottom of the market. So that was, I tell some people that story. I don't know if I told that ever, like, publicly, but that was, I still think, even when Bitcoin's like struggling and stuff, I still think about that a lot, because, you know, I think a lot of the criticism that you've been getting since this FTX thing, which I would love to talk with you about, has been very, very unfair. And it's not just you. You know, there's other people getting it too, but it feels like an attack on the system, and people, you know, when things go bad, they're always looking for people they can blame. And I see some of the other people in the Bitcoin community who are a little bit over maxi, I guess, or whatever, who come at you. And I think that's just like kind of gross. But, you know, I had asked you in that meeting, and I'm going to mess up exactly how you said it, because you said it really profoundly, but I'm going to get the point across. I'd asked you in that meeting something to the effect of, you know, Pomp, what if you're wrong about this stuff? Now, I'm sitting there as a believer. Like, I own this shit. I still have never sold a dime of any crypto I've ever bought. You know, some of it that I'm like, I don't know about that, but other stuff I'm like, okay, I see it. But I asked you that, and you were real matter of fact. You're like, look, I believe that you have to go search for great evidence on things that are, you know, towards innovation or something to that effect. And when you have great evidence, if you believe it can stand up against the counter evidence in a good way, you should put your heart and your mind behind it, and you should be willing to say that shit publicly and say it to anyone who would listen. And if you're wrong, you need to figure out afterwards why you're wrong, and that's how life goes. And then you got to move to the next thing and build better evidence.